It really is remarkable that a society that considers itself as animal lovers tolerates the fact that every 2 minutes a dog, cat, rabbit or some other such creature suffers from brutal animal testing conducted on them. And it's remarkable, is it not, that animals in laboratories can be poisoned by toxic chemicals, shot, irradiated, gassed, blown up, drowned, burned, starved, mutilated, or some other such horror. Home Office data shows that in 2020 alone, 2.88 million procedures were carried out in the UK involving living, sentient animals. Yet exactly what goes on behind the closed doors in animal testing sites in the UK is shrouded in a great deal of secrecy, as the law blocks access to information about their treatment during experiments, with Section 24 of the Animal Specific Procedures Act of 1986 making it a criminal offence for this information to be disclosed. And I see the Minister shaking his head as though he's either unaware of this or disagrees with it, so I'm sure he'll wish to respond in due course. What we need, and what my constituents want, what I believe most people across the UK want, is a public scientific hearing on animal experiments. We need a rigorous public scientific hearing on claims that animals can predict the responses of humans, judged by a panel of truly independent experts from relevant fields of science. Anyone who sincerely believes in scientific research, believes that it's necessary, would surely have no objection to such a public hearing. Whilst the UK remains the top user of primates and dogs in experiments in Europe, we know there's enough evidence to show that there are better, more accurate and humane methods than resorting to animal testing. Recent developments in evolutionary and developmental biology and genetics has significantly increased our understanding of why animals have no predictive value for human responses to drugs or the pathophysiology of human diseases. Indeed, the UK's own biomedical science advisor for the Humane Society International, Dr. Lindsay Marshall, said, and I quote, "The UK cannot expect to have world-leading science innovation whilst we rely on failing animal-based research methods that are rooted in the past." And the doctor goes on, "The data shows that animal models are really bad at telling us what will happen in a human body." The reality is that it is a human instinct to recoil at the thought of and the deed of inflicting unnecessary suffering on a sentient creature. The Animal Sentience Bill enshrines the recognition in law that animals experience joy and are capable of feeling suffering and pain. If that recognition means anything, it must also be recognised in those animals who happen to be in laboratories. And the Honourable Member for Plymouth, Sutton and Devonport made an important point about the use of the Ministry of Defence using animals for experimentation, something which I think is not widely known and which would perhaps be quite alarming for our constituents to know about. The UK is supposed to be an enlightened society, but to be so means more than words. It must be reflected in how we treat other living creatures.